The Analysis is a fantastic, unique longitudinal study that follows the lives of 12,000 children in 4 low and middle income countries: Ethiopia, India, Vietnam and Peru. And since the beginning, the mission of the study has been to provide policy relevant evidence. And finally, the objective is to improve the life of children and young people in the Global South.
We have different methodologies to collect the data, but the key one is a survey that we administer to what then were children and their families. We also collect qualitative data, meaning in-depth interviews and focus groups with a small number of participants in each of these countries.
This is a longitudinal study, which essentially what that means is that you start, instead of having a snapshot of one person in that specific moment, you have a film strip of the same person. So you follow them over time, and we have been doing that for 20 plus years now, to try to understand better what are the causes and consequences of poverty and inequality, and how growing up in poverty actually affect your whole life course.
There is a strong association between teenage pregnancy and child marriage in Peru, with a lower educational attainment later in life, and with a lower access to good jobs, especially for women. But it was not until 2022 that we received an invitation from a Congresswoman named Flor Pablo, and she was interested in issuing a bill to ban child marriage, which at that time was actually legal in Peru.
La motivación era igualar a las mujeres en derechos, igualar en oportunidades y era en realidad cambiar la legislación.
And so what our evidence shows very clearly is that it brings negative consequences. And this was the evidence that she needed to justify why child marriage should be banned.
Y lo que sabíamos es que el matrimonio de menores ocultaba casos de violación sexual para que el violador no termine en la cárcel, se casaba, las familias que no querían hacerse cargo de sus hijas las casaban, ¿no? Y era una situación, en realidad, una vulneración.
Es muy importante para atender esa problemática porque permite ver la necesidad y urgencia de generar otras leyes u otros programas de prevención, educación sexual integral y protección social.
There was a big political revolution in the country. Once things became stable again, then it was possible for the Congress to see the evidence, and the large majority voted in favor of the bill.
Había momentos en que parecía que esto nunca iba a salir, ¿no? Y que nos íbamos a pasar posiblemente al 2026 y no íbamos a lograr nada. No fue así, fue un trabajo de mucha colaboración, de verdad, de mucha perseverancia y persistencia.
Because of our longitudinal design, we were able to help her.
It does give you a space for feeling that you have an impact and you are actually improving the life of children and young people.